Looks good. Paola's going to do pictures tomorrow, so she's excited. All right. Remember, customers, we have our audit Thursday, so it's critical that everyone goes through their area, make sure everything's cleaned up, organized, and ready for the audit. It says he's going to be on the production floor the whole time. So he's going to be walking around the plant basically, looking at everything and how we're doing stuff, so okay. Then we got 3 employees coming on the 11th, probably 11th and 12th. Steve, it's 2 days. They're going to be here 2 days, right? So they're going to be here 2 days for samples and so forth, making some tooling changes there, okay? I don't have to put an improvement up. Ken already did that, so we got that one going. Alright, so back to what we were talking about, culture. Alright, one useful definition of culture that fits well with the Toyota way is the pattern of basic assumptions that a given group has invented, discovered, or developed in learning to cope with its problems of external adaptation and internal integration, and that have worked well enough to be considered valid and therefore to be taught to new members as the correct way to perceive, think, and feel in relation to those problems. From this definition, we see that culture goes deep into how all members of the organization perceive, think, and even feel. There are many models that illustrate that culture exists at multiple levels. In the Toyota way, we use an iceberg to illustrate that what is seen above the surface is only one aspect of the culture. So when you get a chance, take a look at that. The first top part is artifacts and behaviors. Artifacts and behavior are what is seen at the surface level. This is what an anthropologist first observes. At this level, we see objects, the physical layout of the workplace, how people behave, and written documentation such as policy manuals. These observations are valuable but don't tell the whole story. Take for example, Toyota's Andon system, which is often associated with stopping to fix the problem. The Andon is the light that goes off when workers pull the cord to stop the production line. Does Toyota want everything to stop to fix the? Does Toyota want everything to stop to fix such problems each time they occur? To understand the significance of artifacts like the Andon system, we must dig deeper into the culture and study the shared norms and values of the people at work. Norms and values. Norms are generally accepted rules of behavior. They're not necessarily written down, but everyone knows. Basic rules of behavior like how to dress, what is appropriate to say, if it is acceptable to be late to a meeting, and if it is okay to interrupt the boss. Values are the principles we live by. When asked what a company stands for, one normally describes an understanding of the organization's professed values. Looking more deeply at the Andon system, we find it reflects the Toyota's value of servicing problems to continually improve the system. Any worker can pull the cord, which causes the light to turn on and distinctive music to play. The team leader is expected to be on the spot almost immediately to diagnose the severity of the problem and to hopefully override the system by pulling the cord again before the line actually stops. If the problem is serious enough, the team leader will not pull the cord and then thus not override the team member pull, and production will stop. If a Toyota leader was asked why they allowed the line to stop, she might make the point that the value of the organization places on quality is higher than hitting production numbers. Okay, so that's some of the stuff sitting below the top of the iceberg. Okay, we'll continue on to underlying assumptions tomorrow. We have a video here about lean floor and fast cap.